Let me see if I can get some of these. Can you hear me now?
I'm pretty sure. Everyone can hear you now.
9,
Yeah, you're
10.
good.
You
You're
can
good.
hear me? Oh, that's cool.
Welcome to the podcast, the first pilot episode. Sorry for if we're a little bit loud. We're kind of still figuring things out, you know.
We're on air. Shut
We're
the
on
fuck
air
up.
right now, so you guys are all famous for being idiots. No,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah, you
that's our
said you
job.
didn't want to be a special guest, baby. Well,
Yep,
guess what?
that's true.
You're
Now
in
a
now.
special guest, especially Matthew. Hi, Matthew.
So this is, I believe, a weird attempt of my family to get involved in an intervention about my drinking.
Yeah, especially Not only that, but the tentacle porn, all the really all everything.
How did you know that I was into tentacle porn?
It's dude, it's all your screensaver. All right, that's enough. Just a
Wow.
screensaver. All right?
1998 called and they said they want your joke back.
Oh sure. Yeah, you do know the computers still have screensavers, right? I know you're not that old where you're thinking like,
Yeah.
what's going on here?
Yeah, but nobody has like computers.
No.
Like unless you're like a hardcore gamer.
Computer. I have a computer. Your son has. I'm pretty sure 2 of your sons have computers.
Yeah, all gamers.
All gamers. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
I'm saying, but like, I'm an old man. What am I doing with a computer?
What?
Don't have a computer.
Okay.
I have a tax person. That would be the only thing I would need a computer for, is to do my taxes.
Is that what you do around tax time? You just go into Dalton's room and be like, "Move over, asshole! I've gotta, fill out some taxes."
No, I have a tax person,
Okay.
and I bring them my tax information.
Oh,
and then
oh.
Yeah. Some people have accountants. Some people have their own CPA.
I'm too good.
Most people just use H&R Block, like this guy with 2 thumbs.
I do my own taxes. Okay, I have to sit through all.
Not a sponsor, by the way. Not a sponsor.
No.
But we are open. Totally open to H&R Block being a sponsor.
Yeah, no, please.
Yeah.
Regardless, firstly, I wanted to start off the podcast with this little thing. So you're pro bidet, right?
So far, so good.
So far, so good. What made you think? What made you think that you're like, something I really would like, while I'm using the restroom, I just had a mad, like, Taco Bell situation, right? Sweat's starting to cool,
Yeah.
Also not
it's
a sponsor.
happened. Yeah, also not a sponsor.
Taco Bell sweat's starting to cool. You're starting to feel a little bit better. Your stomach isn't feeling like you just birthed the fucking egg with spikes on it.
Mm-hmm.
What makes you think that you're like, man, I really would love just cold water or even warm water, since apparently I've heard they have warm water.
Yeah, that's the one I bought. Yeah.
What made you think I want water streaming directly from edge of toilet to asshole to just clean it all down there, so I don't have to. I can understand, like after the whole situation, you'd want to not want to wipe. You'd be very ginger because your asshole is like still sore or sensitive. But why would you ever want water cleaning that?
Well, first and foremost, I am a delivery driver, and so I am very used to having to go number 2 in a public place where I don't have like a wet wipe or something like that.
Yeah,
but then I have to. So then you have to wipe with just like a regular. You just use toilet paper, and now you have to spend your rest of your, we'll call it a couple hours into the job. You still got like 5 or 6 hours left on your job with a shitty asshole, and that is a recipe for a rash. All right? So what you would want in a situation like that is something that is a little bit wet to wipe your butt with, so that you're not just grinding your cheeks against fecal matter
Yeah,
all
no.
day and causing like the next AIDS epidemic
But yeah,
between your butt,
AIDS
betwixt your
epidemic.
cheeks, as they say. So all I'm saying is, like, you don't necessarily need a bidet, but like you could do an Alabama wet wipe.
What the? Okay.
It's when you take a little bit of toilet paper, a little
Okay.
spit on there, just
No.
get a little clean action
Alabama,
going.
no.
Yeah,
How
oh,
about
yeah.
Alabama?
Yeah.
Alabama, don't do it.
Yeah,
Don't do it.
yeah,
What the-
but, pardon the pun. 9 times out of 10, it's a paper towel. If you're in like a public place, public space, grab a paper towel, shoot a little bit of water on that bad boy, and you rock it out. Right? Sometimes you gotta, if you know some stuff's about to go down, like you preemptive that. You go in and you wash your hands like a gentleman because you don't want to be touching any of your private parts. With dirty hands, right?
With dirty.
Yeah, if you're a hardworking guy, you don't want to go in there all muddy and greasy and stuff like that, and then go in there and then touch everything inside of the stall, right? Looks like a crime scene. You don't want that to go down.
For what? Fucking killing Optimus Prime is like
yeah. Just murdered Optimus Prime, but I gotta take a
an Autobot
shit.
was murdered here. Like what the fuck? What?
Yeah, so no, you don't want that to go down. So obviously you go in, you get your hands all clean and stuff like that, and then you go to use the restroom. But you dry off your hands. Now they're already damp. You got damp toilet. You don't throw it out. Just take it into the bathroom with you. Go to the bathroom. You wipe up normal with paper towel. You finish it off with the damp paper towel. And now you're clean to go. But if you could skip all that preemptive stuff, right? Say you go into a bathroom and your hands are clean because you're an office worker and you don't necessarily need to wash your hands right before you go into the bathroom.
Okay.
It would be nice to have a little bit of splash action. That's all I'm saying.
Splash action.
A little bit of just to get it extra clean before you go sit down in your chair that you have to sit in for the rest of your tenure to whatever job you're doing with the shitty asshole. See, is that a good enough answer for you?
That's okay. It's not a
That's probably a good reason.
It's a little traumatizing. It's about for me. It's about a bidet is about as appealing as like a fucking Chipotle enema. All right, like that's not something anyone.
Pretty awesome, by the way. Also, not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor.
I would love to sponsor you, Chipotle.
Yeah, no,
you're my jam. You're my jamsies.
You definitely keep us going. Why? Why would no?
Are you doing drugs over here? What's going on?
A little bit. Yeah, no, not a sponsor either.
Drugs, not a sponsor.
I had to turn my water around, make sure that I don't get that.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, no. Yeah, we're a what's a fun way of saying
borderline honors.
like
Chipotle?
No.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I feel
like
we'll
this
leave
is
that
kind
alone.
of. That's my mom, by the way.
Yeah,
just in case
that's
anybody
mom.
out there
Just in case if you can't
listening.
hear. Yeah.
I like to think of this as not necessarily like a full-on broadcast situation. That's not necessarily what I'm going for, but I do like the idea of having some kind of documentation of talking to my family.
Yeah.
When this guy gets Alzheimer's in like 3 or 4 weeks.
Sure.
Because he's so old.
Yeah.
Look how old he looks.
It's the weirdest thing because I'm the younger brother, and yet
By a lot.
No. Here's the thing. I recently went to a fucking movie theater with my nephews. Okay. They asked me if I wanted a senior discount. I said yes. Yes.
Yeah, because
he
doesn't have a job. He doesn't have a job.
I do have a job. I work at a very garbage sub place that I will not name.
That's also not a sponsor. This is our podcast. Also not a sponsor. Yeah.
That's it. That's the name.
Originally, I was going to make this a podcast of what not to do.
What not to do.
But yeah, I decided against that. We have not decided on a name for this podcast.
Yeah, so if this goes up, this episode will be, not a sponsor. But when this goes up, it'll have a name. That's the name, all right? Just, we don't know it yet, all right? We're figuring that out, and don't judge us because
it's also none of your business.
Yeah. It's also,
which also might be the name of the podcast.
Yeah, it's probably none of your business either. So, other than that, any good movies you've seen recently? Interesting movies.
Saw an interesting movie recently. Just came out on Netflix. It was called Killer. It was a pretty good movie from it's the movie that everybody would want to do. Like that would be the move that everybody would make if somebody in their family got hurt, and they hope they had the skills to be able to pull some shit like this off. The biggest takeaway from that movie, it felt like a lot of littering. Dude was dropping shit in like storm drains where it didn't belong. What? He was throwing shit out in things, which was like, that's probably recyclable. There was a lot of like, I'm gonna do some stuff, but then I'm also gonna like make sure nobody knows my identity, but then I'm also gonna like spread my DNA across all of the landscapes of wherever I go. And if you haven't seen that movie and you have that thought in your head and you watch this, you cannot take it away.
No.
You can't. You're not gonna be able to not see it. That's all I'm saying. What about you? Did you see a good movie?
I see. There's a lot of good movies. I've seen a lot of good trailers, at least.
Yeah, because you have so much time because you don't have a job.
I'm gonna kill him after the podcast. I might just come on alone. Anyways, no, I saw. There's 3 of them. I recommend Tick Tick Boom. Because
you really want me to see that movie.
Yeah, it's a musical. It's on Netflix.
That's a first strike.
There's only one who shows me freaking Rocky Horror Picture Show. That was a musical. Thank you.
It was maybe the greatest musical of all time.
Debate.
No,
debate.
We could debate it, but you're gonna lose.
No,
I'm gonna be honest with you.
You want to know a better one? Moulin Rouge. All right, Moulin Rouge.
Never seen. Look, I get it. It's a good musical. I'm not. Also, not a sponsor.
Yeah,
but for sure, there's there hasn't been. It's not considered a cult classic yet. It might be. I don't know. But I've never seen anybody that's been like, "Hey, do you want to go see Moulin Rouge in the movie theater? We're gonna dress in costume." And we're gonna we're also gonna have like all these little kitschy catchphrase things that's gonna happen throughout the feature.
All right, you win on that one. You win on that one.
Do you want to pop in here?
Yeah. Do you want to?
Come on, Mom.
All right, the old lady's going to join the podcast.
All right, our first guest.
Yeah,
don't sit there.
Yeah, just sit right in here. Yeah, snuggle up.
Yeah. So here's what makes a cult classic. How you know you're dealing with a cult classic.
I was just about to ask, is like, what the front door is a cult classic?
When you
like
have
what?
Seen it 4 times, and somebody says, "Do you want to go see that movie?" And you say, "Heck yeah!"
That doesn't.
Let's watch it again.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I'll give you
Lord
some
of the
examples. No,
exactly. All right.
It will become a cult classic. It will become a cult classic.
In like 80 years, when people have like turned it enough into a TikTok, so it's small enough because it's usually like a 3,000.
No. Because like when you went to go see the sequels of that movie, people showed up in costume.
It's prequels, but whatever. Hobbit is a prequel.
Yeah, the prequels, even the sequels to the movie. Like even if, like, you know, when you're dealing with like Return of the King, I saw that at like midnight showing.
Yeah.
And like there was people dressed as Gandalf, there was people dressed as a bunch of things, right?
Oh yeah.
But like you don't see that at every single movie. You see that at movies that could potentially become cult classics. Right?
Okay.
So I'm not saying it is one now. I'm saying it can be one later.
Okay.
And there will be times where there's going to be like a movie theater, like especially those niche movie theaters that are like not showing just the big brand new movies.
Yeah.
And they're just like, hey, we have like 4 screens, and one of our screens is going to show the full trilogy with breaks in between. So you can get something to eat or whatever. They're going to do that.
Yeah.
If they're not already doing that, there's going to be places that are going to do that.
There's probably somewhere in fucking New York or something.
Like I wouldn't doubt that like Kevin Smith hasn't already done that. I don't know. I know he has a small theater.
Kevin Smith.
He has a small theater in New Jersey. Also not a sponsor. Would love that to be
Would
a
love
sponsor.
that. Yeah.
Dude, he's the guy who started. If you're not familiar with Kevin Smith,
Yes.
started off with a movie called Clerks.
I've
Rolled into a series of movies like Mallrats and Chasing Amy. I'm not going to name some of the other movies that were not very good by him. Tusk was a very good movie that he did I think it started out as like something he was talking on his podcast about making, and then turned it into something that was kind of it's actually not like a terrifying horror movie, but like the idea of it, and like when I actually sat down and watched it, like the idea of it like made my skin crawl, and then watching it freaked me out a bit. I can see that you haven't seen that. That's probably going to have to be one of our episodes. It's like sitting down and watching Tusk.
I think the Fly,
also not a sponsor.
The Fly was a more uncomfortable thing. See if this fits on your finger real quick.
Yeah, it's going to fit. It fits on my middle finger. It doesn't fit on any of my other fingers.
Does it fit on your pointer?
Kind of fits on my middle. Like no, my pointer finger, barely.
Barely.
Very tight.
Yeah, don't stick it on there, but that kind of suck.
It's all right. I'm known for getting. I know. I can.
That's yours.
You pull hard enough. Is this mine?
Bear?
Oh, I got one ring to rule them all.
Ring bearer.
No. Oh, is this a ring?
Get it? It's a one ring, but you're the ring bearer with a ring bearer.
All right.
I made a Lord of the Rings joke. Ha 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 ha. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, and also I am also been known. I'm a known ring bearer.
Yeah, so bridging the gap between nerd and normal. It's like those old
No, it doesn't.
It's like those old
I definitely can't put it on
documentaries.
A few moments later.
And he's the civilized, normal human being. That is going to drive me nuts. Where did that go?
Is there a bug?
No, there was a light glitching, and I was like, bruh, you want to give me a stroke?
For sure.
Okay, cult classic.
Cult classic.
Rocky
Why?
Horror Picture Show.
Okay.
Princess Bride.
Fair point.
Princess Bride is. The original Clerks is a cult classic, although you guys haven't heard of it. It is a cult classic.
I've never seen it.
Oh, it's a fantastic movie. What else is a cult classic? We're just gonna sit here with dead air.
No. If you know what? If this goes out, all right, put in the comments other very good cult classics. Also, if they're not good,
if they're not good, put them in anyway.
Yeah, put them in anyway. Yeah, we'll see what we can do about doing a review of them on the podcast.
Yeah, I mean, like, I guess you would imagine like a real cult classic is something where it's like kind of brought into the world, and everybody, like, you can put a reference of it into something and everybody knows what it is.
Exactly.
So like Child's Play, you know, like
Child's Play,
Chucky could be technically be like a cult classic, right? You can.
I know Halloween is definitely a cult classic.
Yeah, for sure. You could just play the music, and people are like, "Oh, we know maybe we haven't seen the movie, but we know what's about to go down." Jaws, for sure. Maybe that. That's a strong number 2 cult classic.
Yeah.
If you take Rocket Horror.
When it comes to Halloween, though, I feel like it's either 50-50 of like, you know, some guy with a mask coming out, or just, you know, what's his name? Captain Picard pops out, and you're like, what the fuck are you doing here?
Yeah.
If you don't know, the mask for Michael was actually Jean-Luc Picard.
No, Captain Kirk.
Captain Kirk, sorry. Thank you.
Yeah, it was a Captain Kirk mask.
So I was raised on Picard, all right?
Melted?
No, what they did was they just
put it on him.
It was supposed to be like they pulled his skin off or they chopped his head off, right? So what they did was they just used that mask and painted it white, right? And then they used that for Michael Myers' mask.
Yeah, it was just a Captain Captain Kirk mask,
which I find so hysterical that something so like. Just from that, you could tell that this movie was supposed to be like The Fly, you know? Just something stupid, you know, an idea thrown out there.
Stupid?
Well, fucking traumatizing. The fact that they use most of the special effects with fucking bubble gum. Because have you ever seen bubble gum rotting or melting? It's disgusting.
You know, like, which Fly are you talking about? Like, who?
Original. The one with The guy with glasses. What's his name?
I think you're thinking about the remake.
Jeff Goldblum.
Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah,
That was
a
the remake? Yeah.
What?
There's a black and white version of it. Yeah, from back in the day. Yeah,
That
yeah.
reminds me
yeah.
of Dorian Gray. You ever hear about that movie?
I
You
listened to
probably
the
heard. I don't
audiobook.
think
It
you
was
have.
super depressing.
I know what
It was
Dorian
very
Gray is.
depressing.
Yeah.
You-
Well, he
you
was
see
part of the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. That Dorian Gray.
Same name.
There was the character was in there, but I don't think it was done very well. Just like all of the characters in the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen were not done well. The idea was amazing, but like they could like if they were to make that movie today, it would be a Netflix series and it would have been fucking. They would have killed it.
Yeah,
like
killed.
Hey, also not a sponsor Netflix, but get on that shit.
Get on that shit. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Yeah,
Totally a fucking awesome idea.
Yeah, like, oh damn, like I found out because I got really for a moment I got like really big into Victorian England horror, because that right there is.
I believe it was written by Poe.
I think it was too. Our tech person is going to go look it up for us. But regardless, I know
Jesus
you're the stand-in since our first tech person who will probably watch this episode, and I'm very ashamed that you're not here. Not really. I'm just gonna beat you up later. She's not here. But with I got really big into Victorian era, like, stuff.
So like Sweeney Todd.
Sweeney Todd's more of a modern thing nowadays.
It is more modern, but it's
It's set back there.
That is a cult classic. There we go. That is a cult classic for sure. And it's also a good musical. That's another thing. It's a good musical. So boom, right back to our original point. Ha ha ha. You're short. Ha ha. That's the only comeback I can come up with. All right.
Okay. I'm gonna let you have that because I feel like you needed a win.
Over here. Everywhere. Come here.
Trying to get out the back door?
Yeah.
I'm trying to find my way out of here.
He's like stuck in here. But Dorian Gray, I got really big into the whole Victorian era horror, and one of the things that I didn't realize because Oscar Wilde.
Who wrote it?
What a cool name.
Very good. Very good name.
Yeah, first of all, Oscar is not the coolest name, the first name.
Yeah, but Wilde.
But Wilde?
Away now.
See you later.
Think about Edgar
Hey,
Allan
who's gonna crank this fucking camera for us?
Yeah, who's gonna direct it?
No,
Actually,
you keep going.
Actually, what I found funny,
I just kicked my mom out.
Yeah.
I was like, get
the fuck out.
just shut the fuck up. He's not stupid right now.
She's gonna speaker so you can hear it all the way down the hall. You probably can't because of the mics, but we can hear it definite. You know
what's going to be amazing is that we're going to rewatch this at some point, and we're going to realize that we couldn't hear her at all because she doesn't have a mic.
Oh, that's true.
We have mics, and mine's pointed downwards. And I hope this is working all right.
Because your mic is actually pretty high def, so I'm pretty sure we could hear her. It's just going to be a little bit faint,
Yeah.
But mine will probably be a problem because I keep moving my arms around, and it's very sensitive. So every once in a while, they'll hear me really loud, and then they'll be like, hear me the way they hear mom,
Right.
But I got really big into the Victorian era horror, right? And I didn't realize that the Extraordinary Gentleman actually had a lot of those characters, like Jekyll and Hyde. Love the hell. See, everyone's all over Frankenstein. All right. If you read the actual old book of Frankenstein, the guy was a dumbass. He was a genuine fucking dumbass. He makes a human being out of a bunch of spare parts.
Mm-hmm.
He's absolutely gorgeous, all right? But he freaks out, exclaims that the experiment was a fucking failure, and ditches his newborn baby because the eye color was wrong. What? That's the equivalent.
Hold up.
Yeah.
So wait. Break this down a little bit more for me.
All
so he took a guy who was in a bunch of spare parts, and the guy came out gorgeous.
Yes.
Or okay, because the way you made that sound, it was the Frankenstein, Dr. Frankenstein.
Yeah, Dr. Frankenstein,
who was making the monster.
Yeah,
the monster was beautiful.
Monster was beautiful.
Oh,
yeah,
that's in the story.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool, man.
He's supposed to, and like everybody ever, he also found a copy of Paradise Lost. I thought that was the greatest book. It's a weird,
Have you-
stupid fan fiction about how the devil is just a misunderstood bad boy, and God's just a mean oppressor and anarchy, and he's trying to disrupt the system. And I'm like,
Oh, wow.
shut
I think
up,
you just
daddy
alienated
issues.
our whole audience right now.
I'll bet you
Like,
most of them
'cause
believe
no-
exactly that.
Because like no straight edge people are probably watching this. A lot of like straight edge people tuned out way before mom even came in. They were like, "These guys say the F word. I'm out. I'm out. This is blasphemy right now."
Blasphemy.
Yeah.
It's not what we have
Yeah, and
to
all the rest of them are like, "We do not like the Lord, so we are going to listen to these guys."
'Cause they said the F word.
They said,
They s-
"Refrigerator."
But anyways, Frankenstein's monster was actually really beautiful, and he like ditched this newborn baby, right?
His newborn baby or some other
The
buddy's?
monster is basically a newborn baby. Like he has no idea.
Oh.
what the
Oh,
hell's
you
going
keep
on.
saying the. I was like, man, this is. I was like, I've seen a bunch of versions of Frankenstein, and
He's
never
like-
did he have a child while he's trying to make this monster.
Oh,
And I was like, holy shit, we're sleeping on a script right now.
yeah.
We still make Netflix,
Netflix.
not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor.
Get on that
Get
right
on
now.
Mhm.
Yeah. Bad dad, better stepdad.
Oh my god. So he ends up ditching the monster, and then the monster like he goes and has a power nap. All right, so first of all, let's go back to original, right? The premise, He has an adopted sister that he plans on marrying because she was a blonde-haired child that was raised with him that his parents adopted, what I can't remember her name. He has a best friend named Clerval, right? Who is just sunshine and sunshine personified. There we go. And I think that's where we got Igor because, if I'm not mistaken, Igor was not even a thing in the original Frankenstein. Read your books. And you got that he goes to college, right?
Frankenstein? Or Frankenstein's monster?
Frankenstein. Not
Dr. Frankenstein.
Dr. Frankenstein. All right. He goes to college.
I fucking
And-
hope so. He's a goddamn doctor. I mean,
But like,
come on, bro.
Yeah, exactly. You know that.
I mean,
thing-
I've seen some doctors, and I was like, "You went to fucking college?" I was like,
he's
"Jesus
over there
fucking
like
Christ."
Harvard, and you're
Yeah.
just like,
Yeah.
uh-huh.
And you like kind of walk in there, just like vaccine. You're like, okay, yeah, I'm in here because I have like no vaccine. No.
I feel like Frankenstein accidentally slipped on a lab coat. Just,
Yeah.
Dr. Frankenstein's like, it's evil. It's got wrong eyes. Get out. Get out.
Get out! But give him the jab.
Before he goes.
Don't let him spread. He's a super spreader. He's got so many parts.
Anyways, so he ends up going to college, and unlike that uncle at Thanksgivings that told you that college is this bleeding heart of the man, and the only way to stave off the transformation from becoming some crazy person is to never believe anything outside of your fundamental worldview, he doesn't have that happen. And unlike that other situation in college where like they're the smartest kid in the class in like high school, and then they go to college and they go into a class where they're no longer the smartest kid in the classroom, and they immediately their spiral personality just turns them into a train wreck. This doesn't happen either. In fact, what happens is he gets to college and like his thirst for knowledge goes completely batshit, and he's just like reading fucking any science book he can get his hands on, and that's where he thinks, what is life? Not what is life and I'm a third year and what am I doing with my life, but what is life in the sense of what is life and how can I create it,
Right. What's the difference? What is the fundamental difference
Between
between
inanimate
a plant
object.
and a rock?
Exactly.
What is
Um,
life?
yeah, right.
That
You know what's
animating
Yeah.
force.
You know what's really interesting? I heard that there was a study that was done. Done no research on this study. By the
Okay,
way.
yeah.
Yeah, just first and foremost. But like there was a study done where they like analyzed everything that makes up seawater. They're just like, we're going to figure out exactly what seawater is.
Mhm.
We're going to take all those elements
Mhm.
and we're going to recreate that stuff in a lab.
Mhm.
And they cannot get sea animals to live in it. No fish, no shrimp, no nothing. They like whatever they put in there, they cannot do it. They can't make them live
I
in
know
there because
Yeah.
there's
exactly what
something
you're saying.
a little
There's
bit
something
more
else.
to life. And I think a lot of that life that they're trying to do, and I'm again
Not a
doctor,
Yeah, not a doctor.
and I'm also not a sponsor of this
not a
fucking
sponsor.
podcast.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
yeah, so but they I think what it is that they have to have this level of like bacterial adversity that's in there that's always trying to like
Adversity.
find its way out. It's like you gotta like put the devil in that shit. Like for real, like there's got to be like some shit that's going down that kind of doesn't want
You
you
gotta
to
go
do
to the
that.
center of the
in
earth.
Matrix,
All right.
how they had to keep remaking the Matrix because the first
Boom.
the
Matrix
first,
was pristine and perfect
and
and
everybody
a utopia,
yeah, and everybody
and
kept
everybody
waking
rejected
up
it.
because they rejected it.
Everybody
Because-
rejected it.
Jeez.
Did you not watch The Matrix?
I did, but I don't remember them making multiple.
No,
Okay, well
they
that's
didn't.
another.
They
That is a
didn't.
no.
This is a
No, he talked about it. There was a
Okay.
talk. Yeah,
Oh,
we've done-
all right.
yeah,
between-
This was
between
Agent
him
Smith.
Yeah.
and Agent Smith.
yeah.
I remember that.
It wasn't. It
conversation.
wasn't. It was Lawrence Fishburne's character
Lawrence
Morpheus.
Oh, was he
Morpheus.
talking?
Yeah, when he was like
Right.
infecting him with something,
Yep.
some kind of virus or whatever, and he was like messing him up, and he was like talking about how he doesn't like humans, he doesn't like the stink, and he's like, we tried to give you guys like the perfect world,
And you guys rejected
and
it.
like you guys rejected it.
Yeah.
Because
Well, apparently in real life that is the case with this seawater that they
Yeah.
can't recreate.
yeah, but
because
it's the same thing though, right? Like it's really the same thing in everything. Like the United States of
adversity
America
creates-
makes this like pristine lands. They do a very bad job at it. They do a very bad job at it. I could do a better job if I took my time and I
They're
did
all
it.
gay,
We could
you
make
know?
it. The frogs are gay.
Mhm.
No, no, but like you could literally like we've been trying to like make the world as clean and pristine. Like we don't shame anyone. We don't do anything. Like
don't make
we don't-
anybody
don't-
feel
we don't-
bad. in
nobody
any
feels
way.
bad. Everything's good. And the more we do that stuff, right? It's like the more shaky things get.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I mean, I would not want to just take a random person in America
Mhm.
and pit them against anyone else in any other country ever.
No.
Like in any kind of form of
Yeah,
battle.
because they're all sissies.
Mind battle.
And not only battle, like not
the
only not
Americans are sissies
no
because we've had it so.
Yeah, well, not
easy.
only
We've
that,
had it
other
so
countries
too
are
easy.
laughing at
Right.
us. But
Yeah,
I don't want to get
but
too
it's
political.
not
you
even
know?
just like physical battle. It's like it's also a mental
a
battle.
mental battle. Yeah.
And like we're not like there's like no aspect that you can like really break down America in that's like number one like it used to be anymore, because like we've taken all of the pitfalls and adversity out of everything.
Mhm.
We've sterilized the seawater to the
Mhm.
point where
Mhm.
like we're like barely surviving.
Yeah.
Like we're barely surviving.
Exactly.
Well,
It's
classic,
fucked up.
Yeah.
classic case
But
of
that's-
that is the fact that like everywhere you go, there's hand sanitizer. I was talking to
yeah, everywhere you go, there's hand sanitizer, and simultaneously, none of them work.
Yeah, thank you.
Like-
Like 50% of
Not
the work.
work.
And
Yeah. You push it and it's out of the
Yeah.
dispenser if it's a fucking
I wouldn't know.
yeah.
I wouldn't know. I don't use them
this
because
was
I'm like,
this was back in the
first
day
of all,
before they were
I don't use
I
them
don't
either because I'm
wanna put
actually
any- yeah.
allergic to hand sanitizer.
Exactly.
And so like, but what I do is like people want me to use hand sanitizer, and I put my hand there with the automated thing. I
Mhm.
put my hand there, and then I pull it out, and it drops, and I wipe my hands together
That's
like I have it.
awesome. That's
Yeah,
clever.
man, I'm just like, oh yeah, I'm fucking.
well,
I have
So
no,
zero.
I have zero germs on me at all. Like
well, I
Even on my nose.
just
Yeah.
don't
You
want to
know,
put
yeah.
any more chemicals on my body. But
Regardless.
that's not my point. My point is that if you don't have any pets when you're a baby, you're going to be allergic to them later.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, that's a good point.
Or-
But here's the thing.
You
There's
need
also
to
that
get out
theory.
there
Yeah.
and play in the dirt and develop some immunity.
Yeah, no, but that's not.
Stop with this.
Yeah, but here's another thing. Also, there's that 30-year-old situation where they like, you don't know about this, where like genetically your body just decides they're like,
Yeah, we're on
I
fucking thin ice right now. But
I
hey, you know what? I'm walking on ice and it's cracking, but I'm still going. Let's go.
I'm still going.
See where this fucking shit
Okay.
show's going.
Let me rephrase.
What's the worst
Let me
that can
change. Let me change it up
We're
so
gonna
it
do a
makes
little bit
more
of Joe Rogan fucking ice bath in a second, I think.
Yeah.
Are we about to fall through the ice?
I really wish we had somebody in an alien costume, somebody who could do that Joe Rogan actually sleep deprivation monster with the fucking alien. You ever see that meme?
No, I have not seen that meme.
It's this
can't
like
wait.
alien that just like zzz, out of nowhere, and he's just like.
That's
You
awesome.
can actually see Joe Rogan's like sleep deprivation monster. It's just like sitting there, you know.
Yeah, cool, man.
But
Let's go back.
regardless, but like there is a thing that happens to adults, you know, besides the menopause thing. You fucking sick pervs. Shut up. Your body ends up getting allergic. Allergic to
Developing
certain things that
allergies.
you already like. You know, like you may someday be allergic to watermelon. I don't know why, but there's something that your body just does not like watermelon. Most of the time you see it in white ladies, you know, white older ladies, and cantaloupe.
Wow, I didn't realize you were going to get this racist.
All
right.
Racism.
The most hated group in the world. You're
Exactly.
just gonna like throw that out there. You're just gonna say
them.
white ladies.
White ladies.
You're just like winging it around
Old.
like a wild man.
old white ladies
Old?
too.
White ladies.
Yeah, exactly.
You're
I
a
know.
fucking piece of shit. You know that? You're a class act.
Yeah, I totally am.
No, so first of all,
Have you
I think it's
discovered-
a statistical thing where they said that like what is it? I remember, you know, again, I'm not a doctor, but they say that your body over the course of 7 years has completely changed.
Every has
7 years has replicated itself, and it's a different cell.
I don't think
It's not for your brain, though.
Okay,
Technically,
that's
it's
what I
not for your
was
brain
gonna say.
because your brain doesn't develop new cells.
Yeah, and it doesn't.
You
like,
can just
dispose of
smash them with a hammer, with like drugs and alcohol. That's all you can do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can just smash them with a
I
hammer.
was like,
You can't make new ones. You can just
Electra tried
you
this,
can
and
just,
that guy
like,
died.
butt rape all your your fucking your brain cells. That's all you can do. That's all you can do is just hurt them.
Just hurt them.
Yeah.
Cause them so much pain.
Yeah, you can ask them a few questions, and then you can just hurt their feelings. You can just call them fat.
just
Hurt their feelings. That's all you can do. They're just made of fat. That's all
That's
you just call them fat.
Yeah.
Hurt their feelings. That's all you can do. But all the rest of your cells replenish themselves after 7 years, right? Over the course of 7 years, they've replicated themselves.
Mhm.
So those cells are no longer the same cells.
Yeah.
And so, like, technically, you can somehow develop like allergies to things.
Yeah.
In like
You didn't
increments.
have 7 years.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
That's what I
yeah.
was
So like
referencing.
30,
Yeah.
yeah, you can. You can't. Like, I know that like when I was a kid, I used to be able to eat grapes. When I was like 5, 6, 7, 8 years old, like we would just get a bushel of grapes, and me and Dora and Becky and my cousins used to just share grapes, and we'd eat grapes, and there was no problem. And then somewhere around like 15, 16 years old, I had some grapes, and I remember like I was not supposed to be at this party, and I was drunk, and
He's gonna get an ass whooping.
it was definitely 16 because I moved out. That was the first time I moved out.
Oh.
Yeah, so I was like at a party, and I was doing some stuff. I was just like hanging out, just like having some drinks, and the party was winding down, and like we weren't driving anywhere. So we're just like kind of like wait till we sobered up. So the guy just
Smart.
like kind of handed out like some snacks. Like we busted out some snack stuff. He's like, hey man, I got, and this guy was like a health fanatic. So like all of his stuff that he brought out was just like healthy stuff. And I was like, I guess I'm just gonna, and I just grabbed like a handful of grapes and I like popped a couple grapes. I probably had like 4 or 5 grapes, maybe 6 grapes. And then I just like remember like, I was like, my throat feels weird. And I was like, what did this guy do with these grapes? I was like, am I gonna get fucking raped tonight? Like, I was like, I'm not getting raped. I'm just gonna breathe this out. Not gonna get me.
Breathe this out. He's
And they just put
like...
on a movie. They put on a movie, and I was like, I'm just gonna breathe through my nostrils because they're
Because you were
a
going
small.
into anaphylactic shock.
Yeah, and they're a small orifice, and if I can't breathe through my nose anymore, then I'm gonna freak out. But I was like,
Going into anaphylactic shock.
and I just like breathed it
And
out.
not even a mommy around.
Yeah, and I was
to
just
know
like,
what was going on.
yeah, I was like, no, not gonna get me, motherfucker. Yeah, not gonna get me. Sometimes,
Sometimes a roofie.
yeah, sometimes you can run away faster if you're scared than you are angry. All right, that's what I tell everybody. Whoever wants to get in a fight with me that I don't think I can beat them was like, motherfucker, I can run faster than you can, angry than I can scared. That's all I'm saying. That's it.
Yeah,
That's it.
Like what?
Also, if I'm not mistaken, bananas do the same thing.
Bananas
Almost.
do not do the same thing to me.
Is he
They
allergic
do
to
react.
potassium or some shit?
No.
I think it's in
actually,
the range of the latex.
yeah, I think it is
Citrus,
because
latex.
What?
yeah,
Oh,
because if I put
fuck.
latex, I can put latex gloves on. I can only work in them for like maybe like 15, 20 minutes. After that, I start getting sores all over my hands. But like your your sister
Another phone call.
had a
No, my mom.
but
She had a
Annie
latex
Deb
allergy.
has a latex allergy
Yeah.
as well.
She got it from
Yeah.
my mom.
Yeah. And yeah, it's like there's some kind of like protein that's in latex, that's in bee stings, that's in some tropical fruits. So like grapes and like coconut for some reason really fuck me up. Bananas and like grapefruit and a couple other fruits, like they make my mouth itch really bad.
What the
But like
hell?
they don't make my throat swell up. They just make my mouth itch really bad.
Weird.
Yeah. And almonds. I don't know why. That also almonds make my mouth itch really bad. But like that never used to happen. And then like somewhere around my mid-teenage years started happening.
Weird. So weird. But aside from that, we're gonna get back to the actual reason why we got off on this tangent anyways.
Squirrel!
Can't believe that me, the one person who's more likely to go off on that tangent and just keep going, is bringing us back. The reason why I brought up the whole Frankenstein thing way back when was the fact that like Frankenstein did all this stuff, right? Has one little fuck up on his experiment and throws it all out, right? But Jekyll and Hyde, or at least Dr. Jekyll, right? The whole reason why he's such a like actually really cool like mad scientist is the fact that like if you read the story, you actually find out that he has a ledger on all his experiments, right?
Yeah.
With Hyde, testing different chemical salts, which one works, this one, this little batch, this little batch, did not work, total failure, right? But this big batch did, but this medium batch, like he does different tests,
And you're supposed to keep records when you do experiments.
Exactly.
For sure. I
But
thought Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde was supposed to be like a metaphor for alcoholism.
It's actually a metaphor for honestly anything that's secret side of yourself that you keep with unbased unbased urges. That's what they also
the beast
referred to
within
it.
you.
Yeah, they referred to it as an
Which
unbased urge. But when it comes to yeah, exactly. When it comes to Victorians, it could
Yeah.
be anything from
I got
like
an army of them.
yeah, like smoking to doing drag. Like what the
they're
hell?
relentless.
Yeah, exactly. But like that's the thing with Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde was not really just an alcohol thing. It was just like he had these like nebulous
Like
urges
where
where he wanted to
wanted
like
kill somebody.
exactly, and
Okay,
that's
Dr.
what happens.
Jekyll
He ends up
didn't
killing
kill.
someone,
Mr. Hyde did.
and him splitting that personality into two people was telling me one thing that he just had schizophrenia and or was like a borderline psychopath because he
That's what they say to all the fucking hot chicks.
The hot
Yeah.
chicks?
Yeah, they're just like, oh, you're just crazy.
you're just crazy.
You're just crazy. Yeah.
I just say when they say something weird, I just go, "You're just different. You're not like the other girls." You know.
I like you. I understand that you're just going through a moment right now. No. All right.
No, but like that the factor that they put those archetypes in there, you know, Dorian, all that stuff. Dorian was another one of those Victorian like base urges thing. I always thought that was really weird.
Extraordinary Gentleman aside, the gist of Dorian Gray is kind of a horror flick.
It is a horror flick.
Where it's not a movie at all, it's a book. Where
But
someone
the horror
who
is
is
yourself.
beautiful gets a painting done of them, because there's this painter that's
he's just really good.
He's
you know?
very, very good. So he does a painting of Dorian
He's the
Gray,
best.
and the painting gets Dorian.
No, what he does
actually
is
tucks it out of the way so nobody can see it, and then he does just drugs, alcohol, bad things,
being gay,
and the kind of stuff that would kind of take a toll on you.
Crackheads, we're talking
But
here.
make you so cool.
Yeah,
But make
the
it so good.
coolest.
Yeah, but he ends up becoming like he comes back after like 50 years, and he should be old, but he looks exactly the same as he did when he was 20.
So like me.
Yeah.
So just like
Kind of like you. Yeah. Except
Do you have a painting
you don't.
hiding someplace?
Yeah, I would like to know.
Maybe I do.
Maybe
You'll
the
never
painting
know.
is me, and
You'll never know.
That's why I'm aging so fast. I'm the painting.
Yeah.
But no, you end up seeing the painting at the end of the movie, and it's like this like zombie creature. It's got like horrible sores. It's losing its hair. It's like it's terrifying to look at, and not just to look at, but to know that that's lying within you. You know, that's your surface level. You're beautiful, right? But in your heart, you're still just as evil, just as disgusting,
It's
just as
like
poison.
that. It's like that redheaded girl in Game of Thrones.
No, what?
Yeah,
What?
the one from the fire god.
I
Game
didn't
of
actually
Game of
watch
Thrones?
Game of Thrones.
Did you not
I've never.
watch?
No.
No, we
You
started.
are
No,
a
he
loser.
was
Fucking,
maybe-
you're the loserest nerd I've ever heard
No,
of.
the reason
You've not
why-
seen Game of Thrones.
I've seen a little
go
bit of it.
fuck yourself.
Oh, okay.
Mr. Hobbity, fucking walking around with your fucking wizardries,
Okay,
fucking
my
shit.
problem is this. All right,
Oh,
with Game of
man.
Thrones, you're all gonna hate me, but I am a Lord of the Rings fan through and through. All right.
Yet they're
But
not in a contention with each other, by the way.
Yeah, they are.
They are not.
They are.
No.
All right. All right.
No, they
may
are
be-
not.
Not to them, all right, but they are when it comes to the writers, because George R. R. Martin hates the shit out of Tolkien in his writing and talks a lot of shit about it because he says it's unrealistic. But by the way,
It is fucking unrealistic.
Okay, but
All right? It's all of it is unrealistic.
Yeah,
You fucking dumbass.
no,
Jesus, what the fucking...
he says it's unrealistic.
Yeah, well, like, I get it. Like, I've sometimes hung out with what you would call a dwarf, all right?
Okay.
Or a little person.
Okay.
Yeah, but they don't live in fucking mountains and mine just
my
gold.
God.
It's unrealistic.
That's not.
There's no
it.
people I've ever met that can walk around on top of snow.
Oh well, fun fact. All right, another thing. Say
We're gonna get canceled for
We're
all
gonna
the
get
little people
canceled
stuff.
for
I'm really
sure.
sorry about this, but I'm fucking passionate about this. You can't be a nerd and not be a
Yes,
full-on
you
nerd.
can.
No, you can't.
Yes, you can.
No, you can't.
All right, here's the problem.
All right, yes, you can. I'll fucking take it. I'll take that. I'll take that L. You know why?
Why?
I'm going to tell you why I'm going to take that L. Because I don't subscribe to the Harry Potter stuff because I'm not young enough to enjoy that shit.
Yeah, but you do subscribe to Star Wars, right?
Oh, fucking for sure.
Okay,
That's the fucking,
all right, okay.
Yeah,
Then we
like,
can get on
I
something.
love Clerks, but I don't subscribe to the idea of like just like there's only like one trilogy.
Oh,
You haven't seen this movie yet, so you
Okay.
don't understand. Like, oh man, we gotta fucking watch this movie together. So like I like those trilogies, right? I do enjoy those trilogies because like they're like a weird overlapping of things. So you have like Star Wars nerds that don't like Hobbit nerds,
Mhm.
like that level, and I think they don't like them because they were Star Wars nerds first.
yes.
Because they didn't know how to read books. Because obviously J.R.R.
saw-
Tolkien came out way before that
Oh,
shit.
hell yeah.
Yeah.
Robert
So
said he had to wait like 30 years.
My dad's 70 years old, so no.
70. How? 70 years
Yeah.
old. Anyways, so like they obviously they can't.
Mhm.
Like they don't understand that stuff. Meanwhile, they should be in Sapatico. All right?
Mhm. Yeah,
Because there's
exactly.
Return of the King and there's Return of the Jedi.
Facts.
And these dudes should be like
Best friends.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
just
Eiffel Towering each
Yeah.
over
in every
other
Marvel universe
over
ever,
Harry Potter.
all right,
That's
you
all
know?
that they're supposed to be.
Over. Okay.
Like that's the way they should be
All
doing
right.
it. All right. So, but like, so I get it. There's like a level of nerdum.
Nerdum.
Yeah, that you just like. There's a certain point where it's like there's going to be a new thing that comes out like 15 years from now. That's
Okay.
going to be very Harry Potter-esque, and you're going to be like,
It's not Harry Potter.
you're not even. No, it's just.
What?
There's like Star Wars. There's, you know,
The
it depends on which way you
Yeah,
want to
where
put
you
it. The
go,
rings,
you know?
you got Harry Potter. There's going to be something else that comes out, and you're going to be like, these.
Yeah, I know
what's going on. And
They
hey,
know what's going on.
I'm not trying to be offensive. I'm just like, this is like the way people think in their mind.
See, this is what's gonna get us canned. Not putting that in the podcast. I'll cut that out. Anyways, the point is the fact that like the thing that frustrates me with Game of Thrones is just the fact that I tried to get into it. I really, really did.
No,
alright?
you didn't. It's so easy.
After,
I've gone through that series
all right,
twice.
yeah, of course you have
Yeah.
because you love
Because I have
assholes
so
for me.
much extra time because I don't have a job like you, right?
Oh, shut up. Anyways, the point is the fact that like after the little kid got thrown out the window because the two fucking
This is the first episode struggled.
Yes!
You're like I'm out on these 7 seasons because I can't handle the first episode.
I got
He's like, I'm out. I was like,
I'm done.
this is too intense.
This is
Well, it is
Yeah,
because
yeah.
the
a
first
little kid got thrown out of a fucking window. What do you mean?
He lived.
Crippled in a fucking wheelchair.
He's
That's not living.
all the way to the end. Makes it all the way to the end. All right? It's all the way to the end. Not everybody else did. A lot of other people didn't make it to the end.
lot. See,
A
that's
lot
what
of
I'm
other people.
saying.
That Brand was the man. He was the man.
I
He was the
don't-
man and didn't even need his legs.
I hated that concept of like there was a lot of good people and they were just fucking dropping off like flies and all the
Mhm.
assholes were just living and just being like, ha ha ha,
Mhm.
I just fucked your mom in your own bed, you know? And like,
Yeah, it
I'm
was
like,
very much like real life.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
exactly
what
it
the
is.
fuck? That's real life to you?
Yeah, sorry. I know that I've
What?
never had that feeling about anybody who may have fucked you.
Nah.
I don't think.
That's funny because you're not being traumatized by dad being like, you know what me and your mom did every 5 minutes?
Yes, because I'm here.
Yeah, exactly. But like the thing that frustrated me is I got up to I can't remember what season or what episode, but I know it was the fight between the Viper and the Mountain. All right.
Yeah, it's dope fucking fight scene.
Fucking I
Did
was
it.
so
He's the fucking
pissed.
Mhm.
All right. I know Viper
Mhm.
isn't like completely good.
Mhm.
All right. But the Mountain, I hated the way he died because that's genuinely one of the most trauma inducing ways to die.
Yeah, but you didn't see the
know?
way he actually died.
What, in the book? What do you mean?
No, in the fucking show. He's
In
not
the
dead
show-
after that.
Oh, is this the guy the
You fucking haven't gotten past that part?
Well, no,
What do you
he's
mean?
traumatized.
He had his fucking eyes and skull.
Oh no, the Viper.
smashed.
No, yeah, the Viper's dead with the mountain.
Yeah, I saw the
Yeah,
mountain.
he died
die.
too, but he didn't really die.
Yeah, I know he
Turned
didn't
into
really
Walking
die.
Dead fucking season
Yeah,
fucking
exactly.
18 after that.
That's another thing. All right, you think fucking Gandalf? All right, you fucking asshole. He thought that Gandalf coming back to life wasn't realistic. He's a fucking angel. But then Jon Snow gets a free preve. Although Jon Snow is amazing,
Yeah,
I do
love you. I
appreciate
love
it.
you, dude.
Fucking love you.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Any dude out there named Kit that's
Yeah.
still rocking it,
Yeah,
fucking all right. Where's my
definitely a
buck?
sponsor.
Yeah,
Definitely a sponsor.
Definitely a sponsor. Yeah,
But
send
like,
us money, please, because we fucking need it.
please, oh god. But like the mountain, that's realistic. The mountain, all right, that's realistic. Coming back as a fucking like undead warrior, right?
Yeah, it's probably the most realistic thing in the world.
No!
That dude's. If you ever fucking stood next to that dude, you'd fucking understand. Like, yeah, there's nothing.
Yeah, no,
You're not killing. That
I don't
guy.
think a 12 gauge could
Yeah.
take him out. That's
no,
true.
yeah, no, not one. Not one 12 gauge.
Probably a good
Taking a
12 or 20.
couple-
You know?
Yeah. I mean, I have a 10-round mag in one of mine, but may need to use the whole thing.
Yeah.
But like, I would never do that, sir.
No.
Appreciate
no,
everything
definitely
you've been
not.
doing out
Please
there.
don't crush my head. I
Hope
swear to
you
God.
become a sponsor as well.
You too. Yeah. But that and the White Walkers, I was like, dude, like,
Mhm.
not. There is one
Mhm.
thing that I will give George R. R. Martin that. All right, the White Walkers concept, fucking awesome.
Okay, that's actually the least.
Trauma-inducing.
That's actually not the worst. That's like kind of the simplest thing he ever did.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, because he just kind of he was like,
I know.
and zombies.
And zombies.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Zombies
Yeah.
with ice weapons.
Oh,
Zombies with
okay.
ice weapons
Yeah.
that literally can only be killed by Valerian steel.
Mhm.
And no one
Yeah.
has Valerian steel except Jon Snow. God damn you, Jon Snow, you one bad motherfucker.
Oh, yeah, not,
Right?
not
That
fucking
right
love
there.
you.
Yeah, thank God you're a
Yeah,
sponsor.
yeah, for
You
sure.
know?
Thank you so much for being a sponsor. I appreciate everything you've done for us.
But that's what I'm saying, is the fact that I couldn't get past the fact that, like, he raped and murdered his sister.
Jon Snow.
No, the Mountain raped and murdered Viper's sister
Oh, yeah.
and the children, and yet still got to continue fucking living? No.
No, he was
Hold on.
undead.
Hold on.
He was
hold on,
undead
hold on.
after that, for sure.
I did sort of watch this thing. Is the mountain the
Gigantic fucking guy.
Native
The Hound's
American
brother.
sort of guy?
No.
No, the Hound's brother.
The Hound's brother.
Oh.
Yeah,
The
he
Hound's
was.
brother.
He was
the
like.
giant fucker.
He's only
you know?
like 6'9", like 425 pounds.
Yeah, he is one.
Like-
and
Don't-
none of that is fat. It's all one giant fucking muscle.
There's fat in there,
Well, there's
but you
fat in
also
the
need a
muscles.
lot of weight to move like what they do for fucking strongman competitions. Dude was the strongest man in the world. I don't know how many
Facts.
times. Like legitimately the strongest man in the world. A bunch of times. Like
He was terrifying.
Alright.
dude's the best.
So
Yeah.
so the sort of Native American, sort of Mongolian guy,
Oh, that's Drago.
Drago. Yeah, I couldn't get past Drago getting married
Married.
to the cute little blonde girl.
I think she liked it a
Um,
lot. Actually,
Well,
eventually,
not the first
it took
time.
a while.
Oh, you're talking about.
It's kinda like how it's
Jason
that-
Momoa.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, is that who it
Fuck
was?
yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, totally cool.
Yeah.
Rape's awesome.
Yeah.
High five.
Rape and
No, no,
pedophilia.
No, yeah, don't high five me there. Thank you.
Rape and pedophilia are the best.
Not the same, but sometimes are.
Wasn't she like fucking like 17 or 16 when she married?
She's a
I don't.
baby.
Okay. First of all,
She was a kid.
I don't. I think like in actuality, actress is like 24 years old
Obviously.
Yeah.
or something like that
Yeah.
during that time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't think they actually
Yeah, and
had sex either. You know, it was. I don't think they. It
Mm.
wasn't there like a scene where you really didn't see anything, but you heard her scream.
No, there was a whole close up while she's crying of her jerking back and forth with him behind her. I clearly remember that traumatic scene. Yes. Shut up.
Do you remember it?
Yeah.
I do.
That was pretty fucking
Yeah,
awesome.
it was horrible.
I think it was.
I'm like, no,
Yeah.
like I don't. I hope everybody is fine from that situation. I'm not trying to hurt anybody's
What you're saying
feelings.
is it was awesome for the storytelling, what they did.
Yes,
Gotcha.
exactly. That's what
I
thank
believe
you
in
for
that.
saving me from that. But like, it's yeah.
Well, I believe in that. I believe in when it comes to cinematography. I believe in like horrible shit for the effect.
Yeah, and she
of the
fell in
story,
love with
you
that
know?
man.
Yeah,
Like she
and
was
they
in
were-
love
they
with that
were-
guy.
They were genuinely a great couple, and that's one of the things that pissed me
And
off is
I
the
Yeah.
fact
want
that
you to know-
he died. What the fuck? You cannot do that
Yeah.
and say it's realistic. All right,
No, but
look
you
at
can.
what Trump did to Abu. Abu, don't cry. You know, we called him poor baby Abu. You know,
Cry baby Abu.
I can. I will tell you that while I have not really seen the show, I've
The
seen
midget.
stuff.
what's his name?
I did.
Peter
He's the-
Dinklage.
He is the
Listen,
freaking
the
OG.
He's a
audio-
little person.
He
you
is-
fucking asshole.
He
Fucking
is
come
a
across his
god. All right,
Yeah,
he
he's the
is
best.
a god.
He's
All
the
right,
best.
he is the best fucking like.
But-
He's done
but that
voice
Might have been the best
acting.
part of fucking Elf.
My favorite.
To be honest with you, Might
Yes,
have been
he
the best part of
was.
Elf.
Okay.
Didn't I just see him in some
Elf.
Elf.
Oh yeah, where he lost his mind because
Yeah, he tried to
somebody-
kill. He
Yeah,
tried
yeah,
to kill
yeah,
Buddy.
Yeah, he's the best.
He is the best.
He's better in my book than Jason.
He
Momoa.
debate.
No, for sure better.
Personality wise,
Yeah.
I mean, God, he had character.
Yes. No, I agree with that. I
Charisma.
agree with
Yeah,
that. All right.
charisma, big time
Fucking
charisma.
Dude, he
Charisma.
is great. He did a voice acting for a recent some sort of cartoon something. I remember the voice and I remember him doing it, but I have no idea what it was. I don't know if it was like claymation or animation or what, but I think he was the father of somebody, and I always was like that voice tingles, right? And then I found out like 3 years later that I was like, "Oh my god. That's him. That makes so much sense." Wow, what a great voice actor to play that character.
Because
You know?
that character was also a little person, right?
Nope, he was tall.
Oh,
Actually,
he was tall. Wow.
I was like,
Well, he does have a tall man's voice.
he does.
For
Without a
sure.
doubt.
For
Without a
sure.
doubt.
Have you guys seen Cyrano?
He has
You've
that.
seen Cyrano.
Yeah, I've
But-
seen both of them, even the original one, because I'm.
I'm sorry, the one that he played in was actually a little bit more.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was that makes more sense than a guy with a big nose. I'm sorry, but like
Well, it was
a big
written
nose-
That he had a big nose.
a
That
big
was
nose,
the
really,
original
you're
writing.
really scared that someone's not going to love you because of a big nose? Have you seen how much
Are you talking about that fucking Steve
Cyrano.
Martin movie?
Steve Martin?
No, Cyrano.
Oh,
de Bergerac.
Cyrano. My
The
bad.
original
My bad.
Cyrano
Yeah.
had a big nose.
Have not seen that. Meant to watch that.
It's
Haven't seen it yet. It
great.
looks
Doesn't
amazing.
have the
It's
new one that they
freaking great.
made
Is
what
with
is
him.
This guy's name?
Cyrano de Bergerac.
No, what's the actor's
Peter Dinklage.
Peter Dinklage.
name? Okay, he plays Cyrano. He's the and
It's
his issue.
Awesome,
is, of
Will.
course,
It's awesome.
height.
It's so good. And it makes more sense than a little
and then a
person
guy- then a
being
regular
ashamed of
size.
his size than a guy with a big nose, because I'm telling you right now, I've got a lot of horrible qualities, but
Yeah, you do.
like
Sorry, you just like soft serve that up, like with it, and you're not expecting. I have a tennis racket back here all the
Yeah.
time. I'm not supposed to swing at that. I'm not supposed to swing at that. Sorry, man.
one day.
I love
One day.
Yeah, I love you. I love you.
I love you. Jeez. Anyways, the point is the fact that like it makes more sense for a guy with a big nose or a little
Someone
person,
who's a height-
has a height to be sad about or pride about, than a guy with a big nose. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, if your biggest flaw is a big nose, boo fucking ho, you asshole! Like, really, a big nose? I'm overweight. I've got stretch marks. I've got a bad back. All right. I've got very, very old parents, weird ass traditions, and my hairline is going to the back of my head, and I'm not even 22, 23 yet. All right. So I've got a lot of fucking flaws. All right. And I have
You're
no
actually
reason to
an
be.
incredibly handsome man for all of your deficiencies.
Mhm, mhm. That's like saying, what's his name? The guy with the weird voice who talks like this is really handsome.
I do not know who you're talking.
He's an action star. What's his name?
Jason Statham.
Probably. I don't know.
He's a very handsome man.
He talks like this,
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, he's fucking incredibly
No.
amazing.
No.
Got an 8-pack abs.
Yeah,
super strong
with his body
athletic.
and his money. Yeah, but that
Yeah,
face, if you
his
saw that
face
walking
is
down the
pretty
street,
fucking handsome. He's got a solid jaw. I mean, he's not 1,000% perfect, but he's fucking a smoke show.
No, Chris Hemsworth or better.
Chris Hemsworth's
What's his name?
Fucking beautiful, too.
He's my favorite freaking actor. He's got a hairline. Plays Superman. What's his name? Geralt of Rivia. No one is helping me out with this.
He
I
plays
thought
the most
Christopher-
recent Superman.
Yeah.
I think like Christopher Reeves.
Yeah.
Who passed away?
No.
Christopher Reeves. Yeah, the
His-
guy who
his,
couldn't battle a horse. Yeah.
Oh,
No.
hey, don't
He's
fuck
a
around.
big-
That is definitely a problem. Horses get
Yeah.
killed.
Yeah.
I know. You got ran over by a horse.
I know.
You're still walking around.
Scars to prove it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, no, no. He played
No.
Superman. He's a really great actor. He played Geralt of Rivia.
I know
Jake-
exactly who you're talking about. I cannot pull his
Yeah,
name
I
from
think
my
so.
head.
At the end of the movie, he like comes.
There's going to be a lot of people that are like,
Yeah.
these fucking idiots.
Yeah, I know.
Cannot pull up the simple fucking name of my
I'm
heartthrob.
sorry, my brain doesn't
Yeah.
work right
Okay.
now.
There's
I'm one of
there's
the
like
biggest
25,000 women right now that are like, I diddle myself to that guy every fucking
Exactly.
night. They can't remember his fucking name.
He's one of my favorite
There's like
actors because
50,000 dudes that are like jacking their things off to that dude's fucking
Exactly.
body, and we can't remember his name.
I know, but that's the thing is like I love him because he's like the biggest advocate for handsome and still have that hairline. You know,
He played The Witcher too. Right?
yeah,
Yeah.
Okay, the guy that played The Witcher.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
pull up The Witcher.
It's Paul Witcher.
Okay,
You'll see it.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah, that guy is hot. The Witcher.
What is
What?
his
You're
name?
laughing.
The
Why
guy,
are you laughing?
the guy who played Superman. The guy who was in The Witcher. Now that dude.
that was hot.
Yeah, that was pretty hot.
Henry
Long
Henry Cavill.
Yeah,
Henry Cavill.
yeah. I knew that
knew
name.
It was right
Yeah.
on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah,
you know?
he's like that guy with the white hair, super long,
dude. Oh,
video game character guy.
He loves
Yeah.
video games. He built his own PC. He's a big World of Warcraft player. You know,
Wow.
he is the god of all nerds, and no one knows it yet. It's because he is jacked as shit. All right,
Mhm.
you
How
can
do
be
you
handsome.
Be jacked as shit and still be a nerd.
Exactly. That's why I'm like, dude, that motherfucker
You
is a
work
legend.
out
Oh,
and you
what?
play video games.
Yeah, and then you wait for the next
Yeah.
casting call. You know, like
And surprise, surprise, they're like, "Hey, we need you to be super jacked for this next movie." So
It's
like, for sure,
I'm ready.
done.
here's your train. Like, we'll pay for your trainers. Like, yeah, that's how you do it.
Yeah,
I played a lot of video games with jacked dudes before.
especially since there's
I used to be a jacked fucking video game player back in my day.
Shut
Now
up.
I'm
Shut up.
not as jacked as I used to be.
That's
I have to say, you're not bad for.
yeah. I
How
was
old
gonna
are
say.
you?
I was like, you're
How old you're? Are we allowed
Almost
to say?
40.
Almost 40.
wow.
40
that
in
I jam.
2 months.
Wow.
40 in 2
I'm
months.
impressed.
Wow. I'm
Less
only gonna be
than-
Do you
23.
remember?
Yeah,
Do you
about 2
remember
months.
the story that you were talking about me when I came home from work? The story you were telling people?
Yeah, my mother was a stripper.
No, she wasn't.
She was a stripper.
What the fuck?
She was 40.
My mom was a
That's
40-year-old stripper. I was a 40-year-old stripper. Where was I? Was I born
I was
then?
gonna say, I was like, wait a second, you're a 40-year-old stripper?
Only for one day.
Yeah, she had
It
this
was
conversation.
the hardest work I had ever done in my entire life.
Mm.
I literally, when I got home.
Oh, it's so hard to
when
be
I
sexy.
got home, I tried to get out of
It's
the car,
fucking
and
a lot harder
all
than
of
you
my
think.
muscles had solidified.
Yeah.
What were you doing? Acrobats?
Whoa, 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 whoa! We
You're
don't
fine.
need to know.
Sorry.
Just dancing. That's it. Just dancing.
Jeez.
For
Keep
8
on
fucking
prancing.
hours.
Just keep on prancing. I think we need to end this episode
It's time
right
to
here.
end the
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah, time to
Yeah,
end
that
the
is the
podcast.
end of our podcast.
Yeah, we just brought up mom being a stripper
being a stripper.
while
That's the
she's
closing
here.
comment.
This is really uncomfortable.